Hello everyone and welcome to State of the Realm, your weekly Final Fantasy XIV podcast. I know I'm waiting for 4.2 just as much. This week we're going to be continuing where we left off last week with Yoshida's Q&A, which is pretty much all that's holding us over until the next show, which we will discuss in detail later, what we're going to be doing for State of the Realm from next week for the next 3 weeks at the very least. We also have one little thing to talk about that somebody sent to me on Twitter, and I feel like it's worth hitting on in the show, but we'll talk about that later. I'm one of your hosts, Michael, Mr. Happy Poveromo. Of course, joining me is Sly, aka Slythefox, aka Sly, aka Greyfox, aka you, my boy Blue. How you doing?
Doing pretty good. Busy.
Doing pretty
been busy
good?
with work, but pretty good.
Work.
Work.
The dry season's getting close to being over, Sly, in terms of games.
I thought it was already over.
Well, you've had a pretty good mindset with your scheduling with Shin Megami and Warframe and stuff like that. But what else would make it over?
Besides World, besides DBZ Fighters, I'm not.
But those aren't here yet.
They're not here yet. But soon.
I'm playing Japanese Dissidia tomorrow. I'm ecstatic. I'm not waiting. I can't, because we all know 4.2.
You can't wait on English, huh?
We all know 4.2 is going to be on the 30th. We don't know that, but we know it. We know it. Late January,
we
11
know.
days at, we know. The English version of Dissidia, same day. No! I gotta play the Japanese one, because otherwise I don't get to play it. Who knows when I'm actually going to get to play it. And then we've got the Dragon Ball FighterZ beta, Monster Hunter World's having another beta before launch, and then Lost Sphere, and then the launch of Worlds, and then it's almost upon us. That's all I need to say. That's all I need to say.
Couple of weeks.
Couple of weeks. But for now, all we have to hold us over are those Q&As that we did not finish last week because we were taking forever.
A lot of information.
And there's still quite a bit to go through, but at this point, luckily, there's a lot of overlapping themes, so I'll be able to get to that topic I mentioned earlier. Plus, there's some other stuff that's going on if I really want to grab stuff from over in Reddit, at the very least. They got some pretty deep conversations going on over there. You know what I'm saying? All right, so without further ado, let's just literally continue where we left off last week. We finished all of Masamune's Q&A.
Yep. So now I think we are starting with Ramu.
Yes, right? that would be the same. So if those of you who were joining us last week, if you want to follow along for this week, it's the same Reddit thread that we were using last week, but we're just starting from the Ramu section now because there are some I'd say Ramu had quite some different questions, but a lot of them are very, I guess, inconsequential in a sense. The first one makes me smile, makes me laugh, makes me cry. I feel a lot of emotions for this one. Please look forward to the future for mounts over 3 seats. Sly, is there any mount that comes to mind when you think of a mount that has 3, maybe 4 seats? Say it.
Want to ride the shoe puff?
You want a shoe puff mount? I was thinking 15's car.
No.
The magic school bus.
Want to ride the shoe puff?
Yes. Sly wants a shoe puff mount. Oh, that would be weird because a shoe puff flying is not something I want to see.
Yeah, that would be weird.
We have Christmas Bear still. I have my Colossus Corpicur now, which I love, by the way. I love my little green buddy here. Sly, do you think that quote 3 or 4-seater mount, if it's not the car, do we get that in game? Or do they throw that on the mock stage?
That's gonna be on the mock station.
Yeah, I had a feeling you were gonna say that too. That's gonna be a topic for discussion later again.
Again, yeah.
Again, because something that happened recently that doesn't involve the Mog Station, but Mog Station falls into the same category. So you want to shoot Puff. I don't even want the car. It's just what I expect they're going to do. Even though I think...
Whenever we do get the 15 event.
Was it last week where it just straight up said that, like, that's, the 15 event was just like, you don't even... we don't... when it happens, you'll know.
Yeah.
Meh. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, just give me a shoot buff. Yeah.
Next one's not really a big deal. Notification of when friends are logging in if they're cross server. They just said that it's going to be used for harassment. We've heard that thing a million times. We found that Yoshida's second favorite race are Rogadins. He likes Lalafels first, and then the complete opposite second, and everything in between apparently just doesn't matter to him.
Right.
Sly, what's your second favorite race?
Rah, probably.
Rah? Oh, don't say that. Fold's gonna be here in spades. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, please do not find out.
They're gonna find out.
Now they're gonna find out, but please do not. Do your best to not find out. They have plans for a dodo mount. I'm assuming they mean the fat dodos. The little fat ones with the beaks. Can that thing support our weight?
Who was the one from Yokai Watch? Whisper?
Whisper? Yeah, but that thing's a machine. Yeah. That's the Whisper Go-Go.
Whisper Go-Go, and you see a fucking fat ass row on it. I believe in anything.
You believe in anything. Okay, yeah. Sly, I'm going to test that when we go through our shows in the next few weeks. Because I'm going to ask you something. And if you say no, I'm done. But you said you believe anything. Anything. So doubling back to the Mog Station, the Eureka emote, not the content that isn't out yet. The emote where you go,
4.3.
No! Listen, Sly, we've been over this.
4.3.
It's 4.25. Okay?
Please look forward to it.
It's 4.2. I will slap you so hard.
We were aiming for 4.2.
I will slap you so hard.
But, please look forward to 4.3.
I will slap you.
Hi.
That's going to be on the Mog Station soon. Please look forward to it. He had a comment that the fat cat is actually a kitty cat that won't grow anymore. Weird comment to make, but this is actually without the context of the question. So, yeah. They've tried to do bare feet glamours, but bare feet. They tried to test bare feet, but it didn't turn out well. Now, not bare feet like the foot of a bear. They mean like no anything on the foot. I don't understand what this is talking about. My character right now doesn't have anything on his feet. I don't know what this is. He
doesn't have like normal ass shoes or anything. Nothing.
I'm almost positive my character right now has nothing on his feet.
So he's actually legitimately barefoot.
Sly, I'm on my old machinist and bard thing. I guess he does have sandals, but my feet are so small.
There you go.
Do all feet have sandals? All right, I can't see them because fucking Lalafell feet are way too small. Doesn't look like sandals to me.
I mean, it's sandals, so it wouldn't seem too far-fetched to think that they could do bare feet since you can see the feet from the sandals. So, I don't know. They say it's difficult. I just don't see it.
They got to make sure those sandals aren't there. Meh? I'm going to log in and check these sandals a little bit later.
Oh, God.
I mean, so, yeah, but I was saying, my Bard and Machinist Glamour, I haven't played it since 3.4, which was when I was the Eorzea champion. So it's just the glamour of the Subligar. And so, I didn't see it. I don't know. My feet are too small to see sandals, I guess. That's it. What else do we have here? Difficult to make mount decorations shake properly. They can make other things shake properly, but not that, apparently. You thinking about that? What are you doing, Sly? You look like you're thinking.
No, I'm looking forward.
I thought you were looking at your feet in the game right now, looking for those.
No, I got the notes. I got the notes on the TV.
Ah, okay. Alphino and Alisae's outfit. Where will they be, Sly?
Where do you think? Mog Station.
Yeah. And you know what's really weird about a lot of these things? It is people asking if they can put it on the Mog Station. A lot of the times these.
So should we really be outraged or surprised about it? No,
because it's people ask them that and they go, "Sure, we'll put it on the Mog Station." It's got to be worth.
I mean, if people are willing to pay for it, then why not? I mean, fine. If you want to pay for it, that's fine. I'm not going to.
There you go. One thing that I'm glad to finally see them mentioning is the inclusion of a normal 8-man raid roulette. Which I feel like the only reason we don't have it yet is because there's only 4 options. We didn't get the 24-man roulette till we had 6 options. Right. Speaking of which, do you think they throw Rabanastre in that roulette in... I don't think they do. I don't think they throw Rabanastre in that roulette in 4.3.
No. Maybe later. Maybe
I think 5.0.
cycle.
I think 5.0 they throw it in because what they're going to do is they're probably going to make it so you need the coin plus whatever is from the next raid tier for the upgrade items. So that's going to be enough to get people in there.
I'm thinking before 5.0. I'm thinking like the end of Stormblood's patch cycle.
So. Maybe, but I think that same deal. I think that they'll have you require an item from all 3 of them. So I think they'll say that's enough to get people going through it. Right. But I definitely think not till 5.0.
Okay, fair point.
The next one is a bit of a controversial one, but one that I personally am an advocate for. We are considering showing who vote kicked you.
Really?
So the reason why they're doing that, right?
No, please enlighten me.
So there are players who go into the duty roulette with, for example, 2 friends. So it's 3 of them versus the 1 rando that they got, right? And the 1 rando does anything out of line, or maybe they have a friend who wants to join in on the roulette, but they queued already. They team up, they kick the rando, and they basically hold the queue hostage against that guy. It's abusable. But do you really need to show who
so you can report I mean,
if it shows you who did the kick and
you don't have to do a full-on investigation. It's pretty clear who fucking vote kicked you.
All 3 of them.
It's not like you need this. It's not like you have
the name is a lot easier for GMs than a GM going and searching for an old duty that may not exist anymore. They now have a character name whose actions they can trace, whose logs they can pull up immediately to see what their actions were or what their or what happened. And that seems to be what there's no other reason to know other than being like, well, that guy was a fucking asshole, which is like the end of it.
Yeah.
So the only issue, as chat's bringing up, is you still can't prove why you were kicked.
Why exactly?
But it's very easy for a GM to see a vote kick and determine if it was a legitimate, like, for example, if they do harassment and all the guy said is, hey,
but since you bring up that point, they need more categories for vote kicking. Like it's a lot of stuff is kind of fuzzy and you have no choice but to choose harassment because it's the only thing that seems a little bit close to what you might be experiencing.
I can't think of a situation. There's AFK offline harassment, and they're not going to add a shit player category. So what? This guy plays like shit, so I kicked him. Like they're not going to do that. Which is what some people claim is the reason. Which is one reason why people abuse
let's get to the shit player category real quick.
Which is not going to happen. Style. Yeah, they're not going to
difference of play style. They're not going to do that. But at the same time, if you have one person, had this happen, if you have one person who just does not get it, and you explain to them at least 8 times, and they've wiped you 10 times on the same fucking boss, and they still don't get it, what can you really say? I mean, the closest thing you could say is, harassment. They're not going to include like, you're a shit player. They're not going to do that. The closest thing you can say is harassment. They're like, we're going to be in this fucking dungeon all day because this person does not get it. Like, they don't get it. And they're continuing to wipe us and they're holding us hostage. So that's the only thing we have. They need more categories.
There is also a difference in playstyle category, which is where you would technically report the this person plays like shit thing. Which is a whole nother topic, because difference in playstyle is a really weird thing to be able to vote kick somebody from in a random piece of content outside of butting heads with them directly. Like legit.
Well, if it's affecting everybody else, then yeah, it would be legitimate. Like, again, when you're in the dungeon and this one person is holding you up from progressing through the dungeon, which is like
dungeon. Okay,
it's a dungeon.
That's fine. If it's the person literally is causing you to just wipe over and over again, and you cannot get through, like Alamigo, for example, you know, I could understand maybe difference in playstyle, but people use
this was the vault. This was the vault. People
use that for like I as the tank was doing more DPS than this guy who was playing whatever job. Yeah. Or I as the healer was doing more, or the other DPS wasn't doing as much as me. Like, they are using it for things like that, where the dungeon progresses fine, but maybe it's an 18-minute dungeon run instead of like a 13-minute dungeon run.
Mm-hmm. Now, it's been a while since I've vote kicked. Have they added the option to type in a, reason? Because that would help.
I haven't vote kicked in a pretty long time, Sly.
Yeah.
I pretty much put up with whatever's thrown my way if it's completely random, unless it gets to the point. Like, that's why I just go healer. If I'm not making a pre-made group, I just go healer. I'll fix everything. And if somebody dies repeatedly, I'll just stop rezzing them. That's it. You're done. If you want to get up and continue the dungeon, you know what? Get up when the fight's over and meet us there, okay? Because I'm not wasting all my MP on this shit.
Yeah, if they would add, something to, be able to type a specific reason, like further detail to kind of help the GMs out, sure, that would be great too.
If you could, so chat says you can't type out a reason.
Okay.
So I can imagine people almost getting themselves banned if they were allowed to type out a reason, because there are people who, given the opportunity to do something over the internet, won't really think of the consequences. I can imagine somebody being like, difference in play style. What is the reason? He's a fuckboy. Like, I could see people doing that. And then the GM goes, wait a minute. That's not a real reason. Yeah, it's super abusable in the way it is now. If you give a reason, then I feel like there are people who aren't smart enough to like actually have a real reason, and they just type some bullshit just to get it done with.
This is why we don't have words in PvP anymore.
Yeah, pretty much. Because in PvP you just go, look, you're a fuckboy, and then and then they take away your words. That's it. Yes, aloha. I'm doing a show right now. You good? All right, you good. So, yeah, I wonder if we're going to get more options for the vote kick now that they're considering actually showing that. Let's see. Allowing players to return inside your room is difficult because of system restrictions. That's talking about when you go into an instance and then you exit, how you always exit outside of a house or a room or whatever. Outside of the in-room, which is clearly designed differently. What's it called? Players can tell when friends move servers and which servers they move to, so we're considering allowing players to hide and show that information. That's because people, if they know where you went, they generally go and tell everyone on that server. Yeah. There are times where that's handy, like if there's someone who's abusing like the party finder on a server, and then they move servers and they change names, and people find out and they warn people. But there's also cases where someone's just innocently trying to enjoy the game and they're constantly harassed, and they try to leave, and then the harassment follows them.
Yep.
So, let me just be clear, even if they did hide that information, people on the internet have too much free time. They will find you. And they will kill you. Maybe not kill you, but like at least emotionally kill you.
Thanks, Liam Neeson.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. I'm just letting you know that when people are having a lot of fun harassing someone, they don't just stop because you left.
They don't stop. No.
It's the internet.
They keep that shit going.
They will find you. They will find you. Let's see. They're apparently in active development and are testing the ability to replay main scenario quest story missions. The instances.
Remember when Yoshi P first got asked this question and his response was, make a new character.
Make a new character. He's like, I have a great idea. Make a new character. Most smug answer of all time.
He's kind of walking that back now. It's surprising.
Well, I mean, I'm sure that from a developing standpoint, they don't want to ever just say no to something, because if they can figure out how to overcome this, it may help them with something they want to work on in the future, or a new content. I've always liked the idea of main scenario solo roulette, where it just gives you one of the main scenario things you've done and you replay it. But I'd imagine the biggest problem with this is not so much getting you to re-enter it, but almost like flagging them. I think that's what they said. It's flagging them as, you know, able to be done. And imagine you have that's a big list of instances. I don't know how you even store all that. So I think it's a good idea. I think if people are asking for it, they do want it. And you know,
Happy, do you want it?
Just gonna make a new character.
You want it?
I want to. I'll do the what's it called again? The Nadam. I'll do the Nadam again.
I wouldn't mind doing that one.
Yeah. You know how awesome it would be to use the Nadam for like a YouTube video, just like of just like some sort of thing, like you just have like a crazy battle scene and stuff like that. And the Grand Melee. Grand Melee is another
of course.
one. Dude, if I got those in my solo main scenario roulette, I'd be like, yes. Although they take pretty long, in all honesty.
Not too long.
Somebody asked if they could get insoles so your rows could look even taller, and they referenced some sort of J-pop star, and they said basically to say no. Ozium step theme furniture is coming. Facial emotes and expressions are going to continue to be added. Might add higher free company ranks if there's a reason. Would there ever be a reason other than the submarine? I forgot this. I just remembered the submarine's even coming at 4.2.
Is it?
I mean, it is, but we're not going to use the submarine. We're going to, like, send it out on missions to bring shit back to the free company. There won't be Guild vs. Guild for a while. I don't like the term a while, because I don't think it's ever going to happen.
No. What's the term they use for... What was the phrase they used for roaming primals?
I don't know. I just say it's on the shelf, or if shelving it implies that you're putting it away for later.
Yeah.
Until the right time. No, I don't think. A while to me means never.
So never.
Never
Guild versus Guild. Okay.
I don't know. Like, our large scale stuff isn't. I don't know if I could enjoy large-scale Guild versus Guild, because I can't enjoy our large-scale PvP as it is. People always said the idea of building the free company airships and then doing the PvP against another guild, where the goal is to board the other ship and accomplish a goal, whether it be... I don't know, I can't imagine going up against another guild and crashing their fucking ship into the ground. And then they're fucked and they can't PvP with it again.
I mean, it wouldn't be a permanent, like... a permanent punishment like that. I don't think it would.
No, not permanent, but imagine having to have your crafters rebuild it. Like, that's something that if you told me was in a game 15 years ago, I'd probably be like, all right, I'm down. But now, like, there's no
even
way.
Then, probably not. No.
If you had told me 15 years ago a game had it, and games do, like, for me, that's like, it makes me think of Eve. Eve is way more punishing than this. Eve is like thousands of dollars worth of grinding you have to do again. Like, you don't grind with the money, but the equivalent of real money to what you're getting in Eve is, like, insane. Which is why I imagine, that's why I said if you said 15 years ago or something that a game had that. But this would, if that ever was a thing in our game, there's no way it goes more than a day without, like, petitions to, like, change it and shit.
Agreed.
So, there you go. They have had several plans for siege battles, but have trouble with siege weapons. That castle from a long time ago comes to mind. The art that they showed us for the castle.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you about siege weapons. There's this great little mode, we call it Rival Wings. There's 3 siege weapons in there and two turrets, and we can't get those 5 things, or 4 things, I guess, technically, correct, all the way to an enjoyable, balanced spot, I think I know why they're having trouble.
You don't say.
I do say, and I will continue to say.
We have the technology.
We do. We clearly do.
We clearly have the technology. It's just, I don't know what. Again, Rival Wings just like irks me. I'm sorry, it just fucking irks me, and I haven't played it since like the first week it came out.
Same.
And I probably won't. Probably won't. Again, shatter over Rival Wings. Just saying.
Dude, just give me.
And y'all,
just give me C's. Just give
and y'all give me so much shit for putting Shatter over Rival Wings, and you're like, no, Shatter fucking sucks.
It is.
Have you seen Rob? No, it's still better than Rival Wings.
Is the superior mode to everything.
I'll give you that.
Seal Rock is the true winner.
Anyway,
all right. So they moved on from that.
Nope. Yeah. No plans on having split jobs like Arcanist and Scholar and Summoner in the future. Yeah, you kind of knew that. Right?
So that's something he hasn't said directly in a pretty long time. And it leads a lot of people to... I guess when you don't say it for a while, people start suggesting it again.
And they think it's going to happen again. It's not going to happen again.
No.
I don't. No.
No. Sly, I want to ask you a question that's not related to this directly.
Okay.
How do you feel about classes being gone in 5.0 again? The potential for it? Because it's yet to be confirmed, but they said they might do it in 5.0.
Like removing classes?
Removing the class system. You start as a job. You still go through all the quests every 5 levels, and then you have the skills that you get at 15 and 30, and then 35, 40, etc., etc.
That would be best.
I agree.
That would honestly be best. Yeah.
There's some lore implications that are problematic there. I personally think it's not that difficult to overcome the lore implications.
Right.
But it's already kind of set in stone that classes exist and the jobs are special, and there is a full explanation to the difference between the two of them.
Right.
But I'm glad to say that regardless of what they do with the class system, there's never going to be the whole split job problem they had with Summoner and Scholar. Feels like they've finally gotten it to the point where it's not a problem anymore. Yeah. But that's only because the class system has basically been just given fuck all resources. They've just been moving things away from it gradually.
Again, I'm down. It'll be easier on the new player base too. So
the chat does bring up the one concern with classes is that crafters are technically classes. And let's just be clear, changing something from a class to a job is not as simple as copy pasta.
No.
So that might be the one technical thing they need to overcome. I think at some point they do.
I don't think it's that deep. I don't think it's that deep in terms of crafters. No.
Well, because they do need to borrow skills from each other. Although honestly, they've been trying to get this idea of crafters not needing to level every crafter to be efficient on one. That's like an ideal that they've been like trying to get away from. Maybe a revamp of the system is the thing that gets that done successfully.
But do you think that kind of thing will be, well, yes, it would be welcome with open arms, but at the same time, like we're so set in, macros and rotations and everything that like, I think that drastic of a change so quick would probably be detrimental to crafting right now.
It would if it happened right now. It would need to come at a time of a complete revamp.
Yeah.
And then there's also the concern of retainers and squadron members who are all currently classes and not, retainers could be, again with crafters and gatherers and all that stuff.
Right.
I still think it goes at some point. 5.0 is a tough call, but I think that class system is gone at some point.
So you think we, as crafters, get something like the role system, so to speak?
Yeah, I mean, either that or they actually kind of go about changing the way that the skills work in a way that people are less encouraged to do it. Because as Chad's bringing up, you can get away with it now, but...
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Not really.
Come on.
No.
Come on.
Mm-mm.
You pretty much go down the specialist skills. And, you know, that's what you got. Those are the things that are getting you through. But what does every crafter still ever tell every other crafter? Or every new player about crafters?
Level every other crafter.
Level them all. Do you want to make any real money? Level them all anyway. So, I don't know. I'm curious to see what they actually do with that system going forward. More technical difficulties. Moving items from one retainer to another is very difficult.
Is that?
I had imagined that it is. With the way the summoning bell interacts with the player, I'd have to imagine that the way it pulls information is very particular. And is not as simple as, like, hey, you know. The game probably doesn't even recognize that those... So... Imagine it's like this. Imagine you're the focal point right here, and you have these 4 retainers, let's say. They're all like branching off of you, but they're not connected to each other in any way.
So what you're saying is it's difficult to, well, it's possible to just interchange items between retainers themselves.
Yeah, there's nothing programmed in them that lets them know that they coexist in your character.
As your
yeah. They're all just individual instances of like isolated, non-interactable the NPCs that are accessed through this summoning bell, pretty much. And the reason why people are asking this is there's probably a few reasons. One, because you go into the summoning bell and you have to leave the summoning bell every time you're going through your retainers. As opposed to just clicking back a couple menus and then going forward, or maybe just being able to do this, like changing items from one to the other. Yeah, so I'd imagine that's why it would have to be developed from scratch to work a different way. Otherwise, it's very hard to layer code on top of them that connects them like that.
Or they could like make if you did something like in your personal quarters or house where you have a quote unquote hub for your retainers, or room, I guess, for your retainers, or kind of like how you have your retainer out to begin with. So to speak. What are you listening to?
Aloha.
Oh.
It sounds like he's trying to... So we bought a new mattress, bought a Lisa mattress. And for a while, it was sitting on top of our old mattress because we don't have like a box spring. Like we got rid of all that shit when we moved. So right now, our old mattress is just propped up against the wall. And it sounds like he's trying to jump up to it. What are you doing? Oh, aloha. Get out of here. Get out of here. Mel left her bathroom door open and got into her bathroom.
Quality content, folks.
I knew it sounded too close to be him climbing. He was way too curious for. He was like ripping her towels down off of everything. He likes towels too much. He always fucks my towels up. Yeah, well, you know.
Good cat.
Yeah, he's a fat cat. All right. Anyway.
Yeah.
Let's just move on to the next.
Yeah.
Lost my train of thought.
I forgot my train of thought. Yeah, same. I want to buy Beast Tribe mounts with each Beast Tribe currency, just like the recent Striped Ray. Answer: I will send it to the person in charge.
So, it's been so long since I bought a mount. It's been since the Moogles that I bought a mount. I forgot you bought those with Gil and not tokens.
Yeah, I actually remembered that you just buy them with Gil.
And looking back,
I would be down.
Why? Other than just straight up trying to get Gil out of the game, like, why?
Would you find the Beast Tribe currency to be easier on you?
I would just like to have a reason to spend it. I want to buy tier 5 materia, is what I want to buy.
Okay.
Because I'm swimming in hundreds of grade 6s. I have maybe 100 tier 5s. And I need a lot more of those than I need grade 6s, let me tell you. So, I mean, 100,000 gil doesn't get rid of much, especially a one-time purchase. So it's like...
Yeah.
I just forgot that you purchase those with Gil. I saw that and I was like, isn't that how it is already? Because that's how the Striped Ray was. And people are like, no, you buy them Gil. You buy all the old ones with Gil. I'm like, you do buy all the old ones with Gil. I forgot all of this. Let's see. We have a Peaches question next.
Yeah, we do.
Somebody complained that when a male Rogadin rides a mount with Coeurl Beach briefs on, his thighs get sandwiched.
Really hard at those thighs, huh?
Oh yeah, I mean Rogadins, they got some strong thighs, Sly.
Mm-hmm.
They got them strong thighs. Just ask the face. There you go. So they'll tell the team in charge. He'll tell the team in charge. He'll be like, he's gonna walk in and be like, yo, these Rogadins are too thick. You gotta fix this right now. This next one's funny to me. If they create lore on how it contains juice instead of alcohol, they might be able to add a shaker emote. Like I don't know, I guess like a fucking GTL shaker for like your protein or your orange juice or whatever the fuck you got in there. Why would you just be shaking juice? Or like orange, I guess orange juice in the container, it says to shake before opening, right? But I like that they need to create lore for this. They don't even want to leave it open to interpretation.
G Fuel,
yeah.
Event in 14, yeah.
Yeah, I like how the chat... It's funny that the chat brings up the shake weight, because I was initially going to go for that when I was doing this to explain the shaker emote, and I was like, you know what, I won't go there, but chat wants to go there, so... I mean, we literally have a bottle of wine that you crack open, and, well, I guess, yeah, and just spray everywhere. So I gotta open.
You don't have cocktails, though.
That's true. Well, you can't have them either, because lore-wise, it's just juice.
Juice.
All I'm thinking is Dave Chappelle right now. That's all I'm thinking. Got some drink in there. I fucking loved it. He's got 2 new specials if you haven't seen them, by the way. Came out the other day.
Yeah, we talked about them, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Little was referencing them a lot. Gatherers and crafters want new content? Did you know that there was Hamlet in 1.0? He doesn't say we're going to do it. He doesn't say there's going to be anything new. He just references that this thing existed at some point. Please,
why would you reference it?
Please don't. Actually, you know what? I'm not entirely against Hamlet. I'm entirely against the way Hamlet was structured in 1.0.
Explain the Hamlet for people who weren't in 1.0 like myself.
Okay, so Hamlet is basically you're defending a point. You're assisted by a bunch of NPCs, and it was for 8 people, and the combat players would fight the enemies, whatever, you know, the way you'd expect. That's nothing special. But crafters and gatherers could come in and help contribute to the creation of potions, which could power up the NPCs. And all in all, that's fine. You could, with crafters, gatherers, and with a mix of everything, you could beat a Hamlet in like 5-6 minutes. Whatever. Okay. Not that bad. Not super fun to set all that up for content that dies in 5 minutes. But to get the relic quest done, there's 2 things you needed to do. Holy moly, that's loud. 1, there were weekly tallies where you had to hand items into the Hamlet to help defend it. And basically players botted crafting things and just handed them in. And if you were first place, I think you had like a 50% chance of getting a relic item from that specific Hamlet if you did it in the next Hamlet phase. If you didn't, it was like 2%. And you also had to like sit there and like kite one of the bosses around the Hamlet in order to get the highest possible like rating. That wasn't fun. The 5-6 minute runs of Hamlet were fine, but the way it was integrated into Relic Quest was awful. So I don't think it's a dead concept. I would just not like to see it function like that again.
Gotcha.
What if Eureka is Hamlet? Dude, Eureka at this point is Palace of the Dead, Diadem, Hamlet, and everything else, apparently. From what we can glean about it. At this point. So, no. He doesn't say they're going to do it, but he just references that it did indeed exist. They want to explore the possibility of having hints written in dungeons, but the translation is difficult. Now, hints.
Hints.
There's a huge example here.
An extremely hard translation.
Yeah, it's apparently just difficult to do in other languages, or to properly convey it across multiple languages. Can I get a hint in a dungeon that says please use your AoEs when there's 5 mobs? That'd be a great fucking hint. There's just a note on the ground and it just says like it just says please use fire too. Please. And put that in like Cutter's Cry or something. I don't know. Can I just get that on the ground somewhere?
Watch your feet. Don't stand in bad.
Watch your feet. That thing over there is bad. Technically, we have a whole feature that works on this. It's called the I almost said Novice Network instead of what the fuck is it called? I just keep wanting to say
beginner.
The Hall of the Novice. There you go. Hall of the Novice.
Yeah.
There you go. They're trying to unlock race-specific hairstyles for other races. Whoop-de-doo for those. If you enjoy it, go ahead. There will be more Eggy Glamour in the future, so please wait.
I'm sorry?
I honestly forgot it was a thing.
I did too, until that sentence right there.
I mean, there's still the Sephiroth Eggies that exist, the Ramu Eggies that exist. There's, I don't know. I feel like there's other ones. I mean, there's technically the Shinryu, the little tiny things that spawn in Shinryu as well. You know, after months and years of talking about how it's coming one day and we have it in the game right now, I forgot it existed, to be honest.
I think they did too.
Yeah. You know what? I think you're right. This next one. The reason why Y'shtola is representative of Final Fantasy XIV in other games is because, and I quote, Mikotes are what represent Final Fantasy XIV the most.
Yeah, them cat girls, boy. Woo! What everybody wants.
I'm not proud to be here anymore.
It's what everybody wants. Happy. Everybody wants cat girls.
I'm not proud to be here anymore.
Really? You don't feel like we all of 14 is represented by cat girls. You don't feel like that?
No, I don't.
No.
I never look myself in the mirror and go, you know what? Cat girls. That's me. That explains me.
Cat girls. Can we get that put on a poster for Final Fantasy 14? Cat.
It's just, I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't look in the mirror and go, Lalafels, that's me either, but I sure as hell don't limit it to cat girls. It's just, it's such a weird way to explain why. You could have just been like, she's the most popular in Japan. You could have been like, she's the development team's favorite character. Nope. That's what represents all of us. Most accurately. Scared, Sly.
I am too, a little bit.
I gotta go make a Mikote now. That's it. They've defined me for me. That's it. And unfortunately, that was the last comment from Ramu. Great way to wrap up.
What do you mean, unfortunately? Really?
I mean, like, that's how they ended it. Like, he said that and then logged out. It was like, and that's a wrap for me here.
Thanks, Ramu. Thank you.
Man. I mean, to be fair, the question was probably just innocently, why is Y'shtola the representative in Dissidia? Or something like that. And this was just happened to be
it's just the answer. Yeah. The question wasn't the problem. It was just the answer that was the problem.
Exactly. So moving on, next we have Gungnir.
Gungnir.
And they had some definitely very different ones. Not necessarily bad, just like they were. I was surprised to see that this many people had this many different questions at this point. Like, this is the 6th server we've gone over.
You say not different bad, but I see a lot of different bad.
No, I don't. I mean, it's just different. Like I said, if you're gonna ask some of these questions, this is the way to ask. Just not at like an event where we're like, I need more of like important stuff.
I need peaches. Yeah, exactly.
The first one, any plans on adding Giru you can look like an imp? Now, the reason why this isn't a Peaches question, I don't think, is because Giru you look like something is one of the big draws for a lot of people. I think of the Fat Chocobo gear. I think of the Moogle gear from the Fan Festival pre-orders. I think of stuff like that. Even looking like Alphino, Alizé, like looking like things that already exist.
Alphino, Alizé is a different thing altogether than an imp or a Fat Chocobo. And
no,
that's why I feel like
it's
like a Peaches question.
It's all about looking iconic, and the more of those things that are in the game, honestly, the more people are like, they mix and match them and they get invested in stuff like that. These aren't like your generic like shirt, pants, like you don't have to worry about it looking like another set in the game. That's why I don't look at it as a Peaches question. I look at it like the more of those unique sets that people can use and enjoy and actually get and don't complain about, the better. It's not something I can particularly comment on. Like, yeah, I can't wait for those because I don't give a shit. But I respect their right to desire unique items as such.
Fair.
Until that ends up on the Mog Station. Then we meme it.
Eventually.
Speaking of Mog Station, any updates to Eternal Bonding? I had not considered that they might ever update Eternal Bonding.
It doesn't feel like it needs an update, in my opinion.
I mean, the thing is, there may be people who wait for, like, better packages, like in terms of, and on top of that, you can always do like more packages that have more digital rewards and shit like that. But I would never get married a second time. Like, I wouldn't unwed my character and re-wed my character. There are people who would, though.
Yes,
100%.
It has happened.
Yeah, there are people who have already done it, and I'm not talking about with the free version. Like, I'm talking about like the $20 version, and people will do it on multiple characters too to get the mount on multiple characters. Like, people are crazy, man. So, they said that they're going to start working on it. So there will be an update, but it will take a while. In other words, never.
No faith. What do you think it's going to be? Do you think it's going to be more? No, what?
I just told you it's never going to happen, though. So if nothing's...
Do you think it's going to be like more locales other than Shroud? Because now that
that's probably the big thing.
Far Eastern. Now that we have a Far Eastern kind of locale, maybe we have weddings in Kugane or something like that.
I think that's a big thing. That's why, I mean, that would be the thing that would make it take the longest, is doing a Far Eastern wedding, for example. Otherwise, I can't imagine what you'd adjust from what's the old Eternal Bonding. Like, what are you going to add that makes, like, you're going to add a new animation choice for, like, the way the kiss goes down, or...
Well, if it's going to be the Far Eastern one, they would have to change the quest to build up to, you know, how you had to do the quests before you actually did your ceremony and everything. And that would probably be different as well.
They'd also, if it's a Far Eastern wedding, then it probably has more, I guess, authentic Far Eastern traditions for, like, how the wedding itself actually goes down, or, like, options on that front. There's also the fear that main scenario quest, if they put it all the way in Kugane. So they'd have to almost make it accessible via Shirogane.
Yeah.
And then that comes with a whole heaping hell of a problem. Because there's more to it. Like, if they were to do a different locale that was something Far Eastern, it does come with a lot of things that they either need to make it so you can get there without the... I don't know. There's like a whole bunch of things they need to overcome for that.
Yep.
It's
the next one. I feel like this is Peaches. It's weird that you need to use Gishel Greens to summon your buddy, Chocobo Companion, Can you turn to a whistle instead?
So I think the question is fine because it's really annoying to constantly buy Gasol greens when you're someone who constantly uses your fucking Chocobo. I'd rather just have one fucking item and then I summon him with that.
I'm used to it by now. This is...
Don't get me wrong, it's not a major inconvenience, but I totally get it. Like, I get the question. It's just stupid to have to keep buying this. The answer to me is the Peach's answer. Your buddy needs to eat to fight.
Peaches.
It's like, really? Like, really?
Remember to train your cocks, everyone.
He said it, not me. This next one applies to me.
Okay.
And he plans on increasing the limit to your friends list / link shell.
Same here.
Specifically because we're getting crossover. Or
right.
we can already do crossover friends now. It's just it's not super convenient. We imagine it'll get more convenient in the future. Crossover link shell, we still don't have a size on how big those are going to be. And that's a big concern. But the friends list limit, they said the reason why they might not ever do anything, less than 5% of people are capped at 200. I might be in that 5%, but like I could totally get if it takes work, like them not giving a shit. Someone needs to find me. You fucking know where to find me. All right. And I'll tell you more about that at the end of the show. Like we always do.
Yep.
Will you ever implement a flute for perform? I don't think that's a Peaches question.
No, it's a legitimate question.
If you think that's a Peaches question, then the whole perform feature is a Peaches question to you. Pretty much.
Nah. Actually,
and he said eventually, maybe.
Yeah.
Never.
I actually like the perform feature. I didn't never use it, but it's
good garbage at people
it. Yeah, exactly.
The people who are good at it plug in like keyboards and go crazy. Or you're like Yoshida, where you very carefully are like you press the buttons one at a time.
So this next question.
Man, did we not get an answer to this?
Any changes to Monk?
We have various changes in the works for job adjustments, so please wait for future announcements. Several jobs will be adjusted. That's not a no. That's not a yes. That's not a we're even paying attention to your question because all we saw was changes and a job name and just wrote the rest of it off.
That's just meh. That is just meh. That is a literal answer to that question. Meh.
Listen, I'll shit on most people as my monk. Okay, that's all that matters to me.
Okay.
You go your ninja. But 95% of those ninjas, I will shit on your face with my monk. Not offensively, like in numbers.
Probably offensively a little bit. He actually wants to.
It is worth reminding that they did say Samurai Monk are going to get an enmity adjustment, whether it be diversion or just something to make their enmity less of an issue. So,
yeah.
For all we know, that could be the only monk change. It could be. That could be the case.
This next question.
Sly,
not even a question.
Sly, were you on Gungnir that day?
Maybe, I don't know. It's not even a question. Hurry up and fix rival wings. The blue team is too disadvantaged. We're working on it, including changes to the center generator.
Now, last week we brought up that somebody talked about how the northern side of the map was imbalanced because of how much easier it was to get to the enemy base from there. This map's gonna it's starting to sound like this map's gonna be completely different by the time this thing rolls around. And I will play it if they make large scale changes like that. I'll play it again to see if it's better for me. It probably won't be because fundamentally there's a lot of things I don't have a lot of fun with in Rival Wings. But I'm down if I can at least acknowledge that it feels better, even if it's not necessarily great. It's got to be better than Shatter. That's all that matters.
Yeah,
they've got to make it. It is already, but it's got to be even better than Shatter. Even better than it is now.
No, it's not. Mike, quit lying to yourself. It's not. No.
You're the only one lying. Or wrong. One of the two. Alright?
No.
Are you going to sell special goods at the next snow festival? He says, yeah, I guess there is a shop planned. And then another confirmation. Well, we see the next relic weapon. Weapons and armor will come out the same time as Eureka. In 4.25, Sly.
I didn't say anything.
I saw you mouth it. I was looking away, but you almost got away with it. I was looking away, and then as I was about to read it, I looked over and I saw And I was just like, you sneaky devil, you. How are you going to sell the new plots for housing? We're not telling you yet. Are there new hairstyles at 4.2? Yes. Which music track is most inspirational? A World Apart.
Dragon Song.
I don't. Answers during the Bahamut fight. There. That's it.
Dragon Song for Final Steps of Fate. Like that.
I need those songs alongside their original, either the original source, the trailer for Realm Reborn, or I need it alongside the actual Bahamut encounter. Personally speaking. We ever fixed the problem where furniture disappears when you place too many of them? Now, he said this was a problem with 32-bit Windows. I want to say I went into my free company's house on a 64-bit OS, and this happened. So it's not a 32-bit problem.
I've seen placements like float up in the air in our house, so yeah.
I think we just need to tell them that is not a 32-bit issue, because I am running the 64-bit game, 64-bit OS, and it still happens. So it's not just 32-bit, Yoshida. Not that I ever fucking go near my house. It's not mine, it's my free company's. I never fucking go there. I went there for New Year's and popped some bottles, and that's about it. But even then, I was there for fucking like an hour in one room, not caring. So, still, I just don't want to be called a liar. 64-bit has the same problem.
Right.
And then maybe he's talking about furniture gimmicks, and they said no, can't add more of those because a lot of stress and it's difficult.
Yeah.
If they're gonna have another orchestra concert, they'd like to. Plans on adding a cutscene specific emote surprise. They're gonna be adding apparently cutscene only emotes in 4.2. I can't think of them or what they look like off the top of my head, but that's nice. I bet they're from the Squadron. No, I bet they're from the new Squadron dungeons. I'm almost 100% confident those are going to come from Squadron. They're going to keep shoving emotes into Squadrons, I feel like, to get people to do it. I swear I feel like they're going to do it.
Okay.
That's how I feel. I'm just letting you know.
All right.
I think they'll do it. Honestly, those first 10 dungeons, the only reason I kept doing it after that is because of engage spam, which doesn't work anymore. So, don't do it anymore. That's all there really is to it.
Yep.
Can you do something about the limitation on the amount of players PS4 can show? It says it's not limited to the PS4. It's probably the same with the PC. It's the reason why we limit numbers so your PS4 doesn't overheat. Sly, you don't even play on your PS4 anymore.
I know.
Is that because it blew up from too many characters loading?
Trying to remember when it almost did. Oh yeah. Ixion. Yeah.
Did it blow up during Ixion?
It sounded like it was taking off from RDU Airport, though.
Or any airport, because airplanes sound the same no matter where they're taking off from. They're not louder at your airport.
Saying. Nothing wrong.
Imagine just one airport. There actually is one airport that's quieter. I think it's John Wayne Airport in California, because the airport, when they take off, they fly over like a bluffs area, like a rich people zone. And the rich people have something, I guess it's a legal thing. The planes have to turn their engines off when they fly over that particular area.
The rich people bought the airport.
They didn't buy the airport. They bought the space that the plane is flying through. And so the plane has to turn off the engine for a little bit while it goes over that specific airspace. I will never get on a plane going to or from that airport, because I will shit my brains in fear if the fucking engine cuts off in the middle while I'm in the middle of a flight. Yeah. That's frightening to even hear.
Yep.
It's frightening to say out loud. When are we getting the Stormblood soundtrack? Up to soaking.
It's up to soaking.
When are we getting full screen mode for the Mac version? The middleware. I forgot the Mac versions. I just don't even remember the announcement.
You forgot that existed as well?
I mean, they pulled it for a while. I don't remember when they said they started selling it again. That was around Heaven's Word. I was like, oh, the Mac version. And then they were like, this is the worst thing ever. We have to stop and start over again. That's all I know. That's all I know. They don't sell G13s anymore. Do you have enough stocked up, Yoshida? He has 5 of those stocked up. He's got his gaming peripherals in check. Honestly, they may not sell them anymore. Someone would send him more G13s.
Of course.
I'm looking forward to using Nidhogg's Lance on my Dragoon. He says, but that's Estinian.
That's Estinian's Lance.
Don't let.
And then the next question. Don't let Estinian go. Estinian's a loner.
I didn't understand. I was just like, what are you talking about at this point?
And they were trying to have a conversation about Estinian, and he just shut that shit down instantly. That's Estinian's Lance. Don't let him go.
He's a loner. I must let him go.
Yeah.
Raincoats and water-themed gear based on creatures like imps and frogs again. See? People are into it. Although raincoats, I'm actually surprised we never saw. I'm actually legitimately surprised we never saw a fucking April O'Neil raincoat pop up in this fucking thing. The banana raincoat. What, you don't like April O'Neil?
Peaches.
Sly, you ignored my question. Do you not like April O'Neil?
Of course I like April O'Neil. Like the old April O'Neil, not...
I know. Of course we're talking about... Otherwise it wouldn't be the banana raincoat wearing April O'Neil.
No. Yeah, exactly.
She really
not the Megan Fox April O'Neil.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Craftable Alexander gear. Probably not, because it's already dyeable, the raid gear.
Yeah.
Can you do something about hair disappearing when you have a hat on? That's the same reason with like separating the face and the head with like glasses and a hat, so difficult. When will they open the lock servers? Like Gungnir. That's the server this person I'm asking the question is on. So they're looking at precise numbers to equal out the population. So please wait a little longer.
Further question. When are they opening Balmung?
Just wait a little longer. A little longer.
Actual answer?
Never.
Thank you.
No, it's gotta free up.
No, that shit ain't never happening.
When there's
I'm sorry.
no entrance and only an exit, trust me, I've done this in Roller Coaster Tycoon. If you get rid of the entrance and you only have an exit, people only leave the park. No more come in. Trust me.
Yes, I realize we are a theme park MMO, but really, did you have to make that?
I've tried the opposite, where you cut off the exit to try and meet the quota for the number of people that are in your park, and then they just start shitting on the floor everywhere, and it's awful.
So we're gonna shit all over Balmung.
No, this is the opposite scenario. I said this is where you have an entrance and no exit. When you have no entrance but you have an exit, then the people who are already in can only leave. If you have an entrance and no exit, then people just shit on the floor. I mean, to be fair, chat seems still convinced that I am still talking about Balmung, but you know.
Yeah, you are.
All right. I'm not.
It's okay.
You guys are making it about them. All right.
It's okay.
Why is the color of ether blue? Or why is the color of ether purple, which is umbral, which is darkness, as opposed to blue, which represents the astral side of ether? And they're just like, because it looked like that. They tried to make it look like 1.0. I don't know. That's it. Yeah. We'll learn more about Sigmascape soon. I like the way this is worded. I want more info on Sigma, because when I read it like that, I'm just like, Mega Man.
Mega Man? Yeah. Mega Man X.
What am I fighting for? That was a good speed run.
Oh, yeah. Really good.
Let's see. This next one actually is kind of important. We've been talking about hashtag esports for a while now. But there is still hashtag solo queue. Each role in the feast has an enormous gap between each other when it comes to how much weight they carry. And it's weird how all the roles are on the same ranking board. Are we always going to only have a single ranking board? And
that's a legitimate question.
It is a very legitimate question.
I never thought about it like that.
You know why I never think about? No other game does it. No other game says you're this role. We're only going to rank you against other people in your.
I mean, when you really like, it's kind of not a comparison, but Palace of the Dead is the only thing I can think of where it just separates your score by your job.
Yeah.
And I know that's not PvP,
and that's not even in the game. I mean, it's same with
Right.
PvP. The ranking system is on the lodestone, but it's just like I never really considered it, but it is I guess it is a valid point. They said after they're done balancing PvP as a group, he'll tell the man in charge. So please look forward to it.
Right.
And we're going to expand our inventory. So this was something we were promised 2 inventory expansions when Stormblood came out. We got the first one when it launched, and they told us they'd see how it went before implementing the second one. Based on this answer, I think the Chocobo Saddlebag was their answer to not being able to get the... Sly. Let me finish the point before you start nodding your head. Or shaking your head.
Go ahead.
The Chocobo Saddlebag was their solution to making it so that they could stably give us more inventory spaces without just straight up throwing it on our inventory. Why is that such a problem, Sly? Have you renamed your Chocobo yet?
All I want is a goddamn tackle box, and no, Bandit is not a fucking tackle box. He is a beast of burden. He ain't no goddamn tackle box.
Oh, he's going to burden all your tackle. That's what he's going to do. That's what's going to happen. Anyway, can you allow us to meld 10 times in a row instead of 1 by 1? No.
No.
That would be weird. What if you succeeded on like all the first 5, and then the game is just like, oh shit, I don't know what to do with the other 5. Game's not smart enough to figure out that those aren't needed anymore.
Right.
Ishgardian housing one day, maybe. Just not right now.
Never.
Let's fix the problem we have now and then.
Never.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
We were supposed to get that. We kind of asked for it.
I still think they ran into the problem that they have with Ishgard now, where even though we finished the Ishgard story and it's been a while, like it
still looks like the ghetto.
Still looks like shit, yeah. And so they started thinking, well, then we can't just have it so that Ishgard always looks like shit, and then the housing area looks nice.
Who really wants to live in the ghetto right now in 14? Like, really?
And then you have the thing of to talk about phasing, like people have beaten it looks better and like fixed up, but then they have the issue of implementing phasing for it. Somebody brought up a very interesting point though. Do you know how the hinterlands looks before you finish the main story and how it looks after the main story?
Yeah, before there's no Alexander.
And all they did for that is they have like rocks that act as filler, basically. You know, they designed that zone the same time they designed Ishgard. I'm actually surprised they didn't design it with something similar in mind, where the structures were destroyed, but they were designed in such a way that the space is still occupied by something. So when you do fix it, it's not really phased. So, because even if you haven't finished the story, and I have, we could still be in the same hinterlands. Yours will look different to you, and mine will look completed. And I'm surprised looking back that they didn't accurately think to do the same thing with the destroyed Ishgard that they did with Alexander out in the hinterlands. Or if there was a technical limitation that's different in towns versus the open.
I don't even think about the hinterlands in general. I honestly think about Idleshire more so than the hinterlands.
That's another one. Idleshire, Mordona, like those evolved over. I mean, those straight up evolved over time. They didn't phase as you made it further. They just straight up evolved.
And there was like, they already had sequestered the space for everything that was going to be done. So I feel like it's really easy to do.
And Chad brings up that we don't go inside Alexander, but we're not talking about going inside Alexander. We're talking about the visual appearance of an area. From the outside, Ishgard doesn't look destroyed. It's only on the inside. It's only within Ishgard. Ishgard itself is a zone, just like like each half of Ishgard is a zone, like Hinterlands is a zone. So I don't see the technical limitation there. It's not like Ishgard's an instance, which is what Alexander is. They're both considered just a zone, pretty much. Yeah, and also you have the Moogle Beast tribes that evolve as you complete the quest, or the Ixal Beast tribes that evolve. I mean, all of them. All the Beast tribes evolve as you complete them. So, I'm just saying. I feel like that's... I'm surprised they didn't design it with that in mind. Plans on adjusting materia? One day.
They always make small adjustments every patch anyway.
Yeah. Ishgard Recover, we just went over that. Add costumes. And then there's a bunch of stuff.
Oh, these... Wait. You gotta do these two, because these are really funny. Because we already talked about them, but these kind of questions where nothing's really wrong, like, and they're still asking about it. Like, for instance, any adjustments to Scholar? Scholars are behind the other two healers, so I'm hoping they get better. No, they're not.
Yeah.
How about Machinists? There's nothing wrong with
some of these questions look like repeats. I feel like somebody took some of these questions from the other thread.
Yeah.
And put them in this one, because I think Shinryu is actually the next server that we were supposed to go over. But we didn't have these discussions, these same discussions last week, like with Ishgard and stuff. So
no.
But I definitely know that we had this Scholar and Machinist thing last week. We 100%.
Or it got. Do you think they actually asked on that server?
No. These look like they were taken from the other thread as well, because I think the other thread was Gungnir. I think Gungnir was
Chocobo.
I think Gungnir was
in
one
the
of the
Chocobo.
servers.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was. But we know Shinryu and Hades here are at the bottom. So let's go right over to those, because Shinryu has one of my favorite things. We were playing a new map for Seal Rock.
Right.
Listen, I'm fucking ecstatic, because I actually, first of all, that means they're not abandoning front lines. Either that, or they're making a Rival Wings equivalent of Seal Rock, which I don't, could work. But it's just my favorite mode, dude. It's so much better than all the other modes. I played so much Seal Rock. I will punch you in the mouth, Sly.
This is my excitement.
That's your waving around floppy dildo movement right there. Making fun of my Seal Rock. How dare you? How dare you? It's still far off, but they like to consider making new 24-man content.
Ooh. That I am down.
Are you though?
Yeah.
What do we have so far as a sample? PvP teams are 24 people each. We have Alliance Roulettes, and we have Diadem. Looking at the sample size, depending on who you ask, we're 1 for 3.
It only get better. Hopefully.
You sure about that?
Not really.
You know what would be great?
I'm just trying to tell myself.
You know what would be great 24-man? I'm not going to say Eureka.
Okay.
Okay. It would roaming primals. But anyway. Be great 24-man content.
Never point oh. Okay.
Never
right.
point out.
I
like that.
Never point oh.
We'll see some of the new bosses in Sigmascape in the new trailer. I fucking hope so.
Misha, please.
Now the next one is a Rival Wings question. Somebody asked why are healers so strong in PvP, and she said, "Well, if they're not that strong, no one will play them." I mean, he's right to some degree. But...
To some degree, he's right, but his logic is a little bit flawed in the fact that, you know, all you got to do is send the healers to the center and just have however many healers in the center, and you're good.
Maybe
right?
that means the center isn't designed properly, Sly, and you got to leave the healers as is.
Just flawed logic. That's it.
Oh man. All right. Planning to allow players to have more favorite teleport crystals. All right. I've got
something.
I've got 1 million free teleports. I don't give a shit. Sorry, but go get your free teleports. Don't be lazy. It's so easy. All right. Can't customize the position of pop-up text is because they don't want players to move it and forget it. Okay, I'm cool with that. I would like to put it in a more obvious place. at times. Like, you know, not all the way at the top of my screen where it is now, like top middle-ish. I'd like to move it down just like maybe like an inch. Just like move it down from the center point, not from the bottom. So it's like, yeah. And you make it so players can't roll on minions they already have. I thought you already can't do that. I tried to roll need on a minion the other day. It told me to go fuck myself. It was in one of the 24 mans. So I wonder, I guess it depends. I guess there's certain instances where that's not the case. Oh, you know what? It probably is. Yeah. It's in the 4-man dungeons. It doesn't check. Because you can sell those minions.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's some minions you can sell, some minions you can't.
But I don't understand why he's saying players aren't on the original server during instance content and make the server check if the player has it or not. Why? I guess it's just because they're sellable. Like, it doesn't. The reason he's saying to me doesn't make sense because it clearly can already tell if you have the minion. I can understand him saying, like, well, they could be sold on the market board, and if everyone has them, then it eliminates that. That's just not what he's saying. Which is weird to me.
Yeah.
The next one's big. We've discussed this next one a few times before.
At length.
You want to go for this one?
We canceled the idea of merging data centers and shuffling them because we have more players now. That's not the issue. That's not the issue.
Well, I mean, if you have more players and with this whole locking of servers thing, there are more people in the lower pop servers than there were before. They're still low pop, but they're not as low pop.
They're still low pop, though. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're still low pop. People, like, you get more players. You will get more players on those lower pop servers, but still, they're low pop. And it doesn't, fix the disparity between. Yeah, it doesn't fix the disparity between low pop servers and mid or high pop servers.
There are. So I wonder what their plan was for merging if they had, because there are a lot of problems that come with merging, especially the whole housing situation. That becomes a shit show, especially.
Definitely.
So I wonder if they had a solid plan, if they were quote planning it, if they had like a real way of moving forward on that already planned, or if it was just the idea and it never got past the planning phase.
Again, they had to take a look at a lot of things. If they actually were going to do this, they'd have the one thing. Okay, Hammer, they're not. If this actually happened, they would not merge Greg and Balmung ever. No,
we could be our own data center.
Yeah, exactly. It would probably be something like Greg and I don't know, pick a low pop server, something like that.
Market
they wouldn't make a monopoly server. That's what I would call a monopoly server. Greg and Balmung together.
Somebody also brings up the interesting point that Anti-Tower, in terms of the minions not being needable, it has one minion that's sellable and one that's not. And the one that's not, you can't roll on. Kalka and Brina, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's just, I think the chat's right. I think it's translation. Yeah. But I think that Hammer's explaining, I think when he says shuffling, he means putting Greg and Balmung on 2 different data centers instead of the idea of having them both on the same one, and then you just have insane ether population.
I'll make another one altogether. I don't know. Yeah, that's normal. That's more money though, but that's never going to happen. I wouldn't say never, but it'd be.
Did they say it could happen in a while? If they didn't say that, then it could happen. If they say it'll happen in a while, then it'll never happen.
Yeah, we don't need another North American data center, in all honesty.
The FC Alliance will allow players to chat together and earn points for each other's free companies. That's the FC Alliance thing that never came out. But the fact that now they also say exactly what it would do is, I guess they made it past concept at the very least.
Maybe.
We do have the technology to show videos in-game, but we couldn't get streaming to work. If someone develops a great way to allow it, we'll ride on that wagon.
They even said it.
I mean, you know what that means, though, right?
They have the technology.
You know what would happen if they allowed you to play videos in game. You would go into 04 Savage and they'd pull up the Xeno guide and just put it on the screen, and they're like, "Guys, you're fucking watching it. I don't want to hear shit." People are just
for day one, like no, not day one, day 2 of content. You go into a EX Primal and you see Mr. Happy Guy.
Yeah. No, you'd never see my guy.
Yeah,
Be
you
real
will.
here.
Yeah.
The Shinryu guide has like 100,000 views, I think. I think it does. Somewhere around there. I'm kind of curious. Somebody get me a count there, please. FC allowance. Oh yeah, okay. So I can't say anything about the next expansion because they'll kill me. Yeah, we know.
We know.
Well, I mean, are we willing to take a hit here? The preparations for selling the preparations for selling the Angel and Devil outfit is ready. I mean, Valentine's Day is coming up, so yeah.
All right.
Are you the Angel or the Devil? There you go. All right. They're still testing the Mary Poppins mount. I can't look at Mary Poppins the same way ever again after watching Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all!
God damn it, I still haven't seen it. Now I gotta go watch it tonight.
It's in one of the trailers, or it's in one of the behind-the-scenes featurettes that they did before the movie came out. That's it. I saw that, and I was like, that's the best line ever. Oh, man. That's a good one. Okay. Still plans for AF3 to be dyeable, but it's secret. Might start working on a new lore book. Next live letter to be mid-January. Something related to a certain Al Ra's under development. I wonder if that's what's his face looking for his
moon.
His moon, yeah. We're getting it. Yeah, thanks, man. All right. Let's see. And then we have Hades, which I believe is the last server, which only has a handful of questions. Are you still recruiting new devs? Please go check the Square Enix recruitment page. Always.
Please work for Square Enix. Please come work for us.
Always.
We need more people.
It's not even that. It's always are and almost
every type of job.
They, at this point, we can't keep saying they have a small team. I think last we checked, they have like 270 people on the team, but that includes music, video, or visuals. My bad. And the number of people who actually develop content is actually one of the smallest teams there. But god damn. That's insane that they are still hiring almost every single type of position.
Yeah.
Can we have more ninja daggers that look simple? Sure. They overdid it with the 4.0 ones.
Yeah, he said he overdid it. I don't see that.
Did they?
Yeah, I'm like, did they really?
You know what? Now I gotta go look. Because, I gotta be honest, I'm a Lalafell. I can't tell if they're ridiculous anyway, because I'm too small.
Exactly.
The next one, different melds for each tank. Just like the Glamour Wardrobe. Why would you want different melds? It's all direct hit anyway. Alright, that's a bad question. Anyway.
Pages. Thank you.
Not the best question. I could understand it if it was like, I want different melds on Black Mage and Summoner. I would get that. But I want different melds for each tank. No, you don't. Don't lie. It would still be nice to be able to have one set of gear. And if you want to, test stat weights or, I guess, overall output with a certain number of melds, it'd still be kind of nice to be able to do what's being suggested here and take the same piece and meld it different ways instead of buying a bunch of different pieces. But they'd just be like, yo, buy more shit. Just go buy some more shit. Fuck it. You bought the first set, go buy the second set. You crafted the first set, go craft the second set. They asked him about the faucet that he had, and staff members bought a faucet and a chain and made it. That was a swag looking faucet, to be fair. I've never seen a man rock faucet as jewelry. So
only Yoshi P.
Only Yoshida. Allowing players to RP as a merchant during one of the housing live letters. How's that going? It's gradually being prepared.
I remember him talking about this a while back. A while back. Yeah. I'd be down for we were talking about maybe doing a market day or something where you would just, set up shop and just stand there and wait for people to come look at your wares and everything. That's real RP right there.
That is the real RP. It'd be really weird in Balmung if everyone's a merchant and no one's buying anything.
I mean, somebody has to buy some shit. You'll just see nothing. You'll see nothing but merchants, and then they're just going to each other's stalls and Like nobody's there.
It's like, the marketplace looks great today. It's just a bunch of people with like fenders. So honestly, if you want to see something akin to that, go look at 1.0, the way that the retainers sold items in that game. It was just a short hallway where you just piled all the retainers in and you had to one by one look at all the retainers shops, and it took for fucking ever. Even when they added a search function, it still looked like shit. Open an Eorzea cafe in Fukuoka.
Write a letter to Hino so he can pay for it. Wait, is he talking about Hino from
I don't know which Hino he's talking about. I just like
level 5? Level 5 Hino?
I don't know, but I just think
maybe.
I just like the idea that he should just ask them. They'll pay. Just tell them so they can pay for it. He's like, I'm not paying for
exactly.
that. Because he doesn't open the cafes. Yoshida's not like, yeah, we'll put one there.
Right.
So he's just like, there. Go tell him. Can you also invite people on other servers directly?
I think that's a misspell, but that's all right.
Yeah, it's just basically send a direct party invite to someone else from another server instead of having to join via password, for example. And they said they'll be expanding on the way that data center servers are linked. So give us some time. It'll happen.
Please look forward to it.
Make it so Dragon Sight isn't cut off when the other player moves out of range. We're considering it now. Now, specifically, I think what they mean is you as the Dragoon losing the buff if the other person goes out of range. They're considering it. Like, you guys fucking need anything else given to you on Dragoon, right? Y'all are lazy motherfuckers, man.
We are lazy. Oh. And why is it that every time... No, wait. This is a me thing. Why is it that every time I do Velvet Room raids, I get fucking 3 range? Who the fuck am I gonna cite?
Then increase the range in it. Don't fucking make it so if they are halfway across the fucking world that you get to keep it. Tell the range to come stand near you, like every other fucking Dragoon does. Or give it to the warrior, because fuck the ranged.
Yeah.
I'm just tired of you guys getting these bullshit buffs to make you guys even easier to play, and I'm sitting over here like, well, at least I've got Brotherhood. Y'all fucking lazy. Stop with the dildo shaking. Stop it. Come on. Alright. Monk. That's the whole question.
No, he's not lying. It just says Monk question mark. I'm like, what's even funnier is he actually has an answer for this.
That's a tough topic.
Is a tough topic. But we are.
What did you just say? Please wait for the details.
Oh God. How did you know what the fuck to answer? Monk.
It's really bad that he knew exactly what the person wanted to know. Monk.
It's a tough topic, but we're considering adjusting it. Please wait for the details. The fuck was he asking? Monk?
He knew the answer, too. He knew exactly what to answer. Can we have longer ponytails? That's a great follow-up question after that, by the way.
That's actually a question.
Yeah. No, the last one was a question. There's a question mark at the end. That last one was a question.
God damn it.
How do you feel about nobody showing up for the New Year's stream last year? Wow, that's a troll. That's why I'm here. For revenge. That was fucked up when that happened. And then everyone, though, you know, when they found out, they went and joined him. Yeah. Rival Wings is really popular in Japan. Still under 5-minute queues in Japan. So wanting to expand on this mode with new maps. We would like to adjust Rival Wings and also create another map for the mode.
Just fix it first.
Yeah, they said that earlier. We already had that question.
Yeah.
We already had that demand. Any plans on improving the targeting system for PS4? When it comes to gamepads, this is the limit. The only other way is allowing players to have more options, like precisely setting the range you choose targets from. Imagine that. Imagine if you could make it so like you never target something that's like more than 10 yalms away.
I fucking hate that.
All right. I'm just saying it'd be an option. Maybe one day.
I wouldn't take it. Maybe.
Can we have local LAN PvP matches? He said no.
No.
Without the game server, the battle calculations cannot be done. Basically, he's saying you can't get a local client that just runs PvP because it has to connect to the server.
Right.
So, no. Which can show more characters, the open world or town maps? The towns, because you don't have to consider combat taking place. Why don't Scholar and Astrologians have mounts? It's unfair that it's only white mages. I have written down
Conjurers.
Your requests. Yeah, but people, it's level 30 Conjurer, which now immediately turns into White Mage, so I get it.
White Mage, so yeah.
I've written down your request. I mean, people have been requesting this. Was it not written down like 2 years ago when it got asked? Because people are still asking about it for, yeah. It always,
so we know what that means. It's not happening.
It was always really weird to me that Conjurers just got the Unicorn and then the tanks had the 3 tank achievements for each one individually. It was always weird to me that they did that and never did that for healers, because healers are, don't you want just as many healers joining the content as well to try and get mounts and shit? You know what I mean?
Like we had that problem.
I mean, it's the same as tanks and healers, man. The only time I ever get people going tank is when they're doing some easy like face roll bullshit and there's like, well, achievement. That's it. Is there any way I can see you join the dev team outside of 14? I want to see you make other. Oh, they're just asking if he's ever going to work on other games. He's like, yeah, I could if I wanted to. I was actually in the dev team for Dragon Quest Builders. Proud of you, Yoshida. Solid. I want more link shells and I want to rearrange the order. Yeah, crossover link shell and then one day rearrange. How is NQ Hiroshi these days? He's fine. We had the old man talk where he talked about how we were lucky we didn't get the flu because we're getting too old. And any progress on the smartphone app, we're aiming for somewhere between 4.2 4.3. Aiming. They're aiming.
You know what that means.
Yeah, he was just not speaking
4.4.
He wasn't muted. He just wasn't speaking there. I want that as a gift.
Yeah, the good old 4 horsemen throw up.
God damn it. Guys, remember, if you ever have gifts of me or Sly, please tweet them at us.
Yes, please.
Always, always, always. There you go. And that's the last question. There was one more thread that had questions, but we looked over them, and they at that point it was too much overlap and stuff. Even Gungnir, we accidentally went over again because they included the questions from last week as well.
Right.
So those are all the Q&A. Like there was 2 weeks, and this show this week is longer than last week's show. Actually, it's about the same length at this point.
About the same length. I was about to say like, no.
That's a lot. Like think about that, man. We got 3 hours worth of questions and answers and all that. Man, it's crazy.
2 shows worth.
2 shows worth. We'll talk about the next show, what we're gonna do. But first, I wanna pick your brain on something, Sly. Somebody tweeted this at me, and it's something that doesn't personally affect me, but I look at it and I kind of go. So Sly, the music disc that has the Eorzean Symphony on it comes with a wind-up Yatsuyu minion.
Okay.
Right? We know this, right?
Yeah.
Everyone wants the minion to step on them. You know, it's whatever. Now, all of these, like, minions and stuff that come with stuff like the lore book and all that stuff, they've always been account-wide. And originally, the Yatsuyu minion was advertised as such. All of the websites that are selling it, all the different Square Enix stores, have all been updated for this Yatsuyu minion to be for a single character only.
First of all, you can't sell the minion, so that eliminates that.
Why? What? I mean, here's the thing.
That's what I'm trying to figure. I'm trying to eliminate every possible reason as to why they could do this. It's weird for them to make that change now, as opposed to any time before where it's always been account wide.
Oh, and it's with the art book, not with the Eorzean Symphony thing. All right. I was just reading from the top, and it said, updated their stores and following on from the Eorzean Symphony, the Yatsune. Okay, yeah. Okay. I think the Eorzean Symphony was the same way. I think the item that came with the Eorzean Symphony ended up being for a single character only, and I think that's what they're referring to. I wonder what the implications are for this. So, one thing that came to mind when I make a new character, which I do sometimes to go to servers, that delivery Moogle is not a big fan of me. Because every time I make a new character, I've got like 48 messages from that dude.
Yep.
With all
and then
rewards.
you have to refresh the rewards every time you cleared out the mailbox, and yeah, it's annoying. Could you honestly say server structure for this? Why would you?
I don't know. I think it's because the real reason is because this game is designed to really only be played on a single character. But there are lots of people who make characters on multiple servers, and the idea of their purchase not having that mileage is not an attractive thing. There's also the concern that it might be a single character because it will eventually be available on the Mog Station later. But even then, I still don't like that thought, because then it means the minion purchased on the Mog Station, you'd have to purchase it again when it already came with the thing that you purchased. So
I don't think even. Do you think by then it'll be account wide?
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so I don't see the purpose of buying it again if it's not going to be account wide there.
Like, I understood when they released the Red Baron mount and the white. What's the white one called? I can't remember. I only remember the Red Barons. I like the Red Baron. I don't give a shit about the other one. The white Magistek Reaper. Those were single character only. They were only $12. They were less expensive. You know, I was like, okay, at least they're not trying to do full price for one character. This is a lot different. This comes with something else. And I'm just... Was it? Oh, the White Devil. I knew it was called the White Raven. I kept wanting to say White Raven, but that's Nail. I was like, it's not White Raven. It's White something else. White Devil. There you go. I don't know. I'm cautious about that change in policy, especially when it was just like one day people checked the store and it was different.
But think about this. You say, for instance, and you decide one day you're going to delete your character.
What am I, Layla?
That has it. I know, right? Exactly.
Sorry, Layla.
Sorry, Layla.
Sorry.
But you delete your character, and it's only locked to that character. You're fucking SOL.
Yeah, you are pretty much. I don't know. I want to hear. I feel like someone will ask about this. Normally, asking about a minions is Peach's territory, but I think that because of this being a policy change, it's a little bit less.
No, it's more kind of, I wouldn't say quality of life and infrastructure and et cetera, et cetera.
I hope they don't actually intend people to buy multiple art books if they want multiple minions. That'd be fucked up, man. You know how I should have remembered it was White Devil? When it came out, I was just yelling, "It's Ocha! It's Ocha! It's Ocha!" Let me guess. White Devil, White Devil. You speak Wachutu? I haven't seen that movie in so long. Oh man, it's been a long time since I've gotten to shout that out. But it feels good. It feels good.
It does.
Yeah, I just wanted to poke on that topic a little bit. I think someone should ask them why. I don't think they should just let them do this and not kind of dig in a little bit. So yeah, if you guys want to know more about that, don't be silent about it. Ask the team, ask on the forums, ask on
use your words.
If there's another situation,
be civil about it. Be civil about it, but use your words.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Be civil about it, use your words, and if nobody does, I'm gonna ask at some point. I wonder if he'll be at PAX East, because that'll be the next major thing that I guess I travel to. So yeah. Curious. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up before we wrapped up the show. Now, here at the end of the show, there's a few things we got to do. Obviously, we got to do the sponsor list, as always, which I have updated. As long as Patreon didn't fuck me and not send me emails, then all the names should be accurate. But there's something else we need to talk about, Sly.
Yes,
Next week's show.
Next 3 weeks?
No, first we want to talk about next week's show.
Okay, let's get that out of the way first.
All let's just be straight up about this. The live letter is on the 19th. So if I look at my calendar real quick, the 19th, if I'm not mistaken,
is Friday.
Is a Friday. So we are going to delay the show next week till Friday, because if we hold the show on Tuesday, there might be updates. There might be like a, here's the Sigmascape preview on the 4.2 website. If we hold it to the live letter, we have a full show. Yes. Guaranteed. So the next State of the Realm is in 10 days as opposed to 7 days. On YouTube, that means you guys will get it on Saturday. What Sly and I have also discussed is also pushing the following 2 shows to Fridays and then resetting back to Tuesday. What that means is next week is a Friday show following the live letter. The following week is a Friday show following the release of the preliminary patch notes. And the following Friday is after... We'll kind
of have a full week with the new patch.
We'll have a full week. We'll have whatever experiences we have with Sigmascape in those days. We'll have access to anything that's not Eureka, because we know it won't be in the original patch. We'll have Byakuya. We won't have to worry about not having everything done. So the next 3 shows... Preliminary patch notes? I don't think preliminary patch notes come out on Saturdays, but I'll double check that. I'm pretty sure preliminary patch notes hit on Fridays. Let's do patch 4.1 preliminary notes. You know, it might be late Friday. It might actually be late Friday. It was 10/6/2017 at 12 a.m. To double check that, that would be October 6th, Friday at 12 a.m. Does that not mean if it's October 6th at midnight, or at 12 a.m., that means that it was October 5th, 11:59 p.m. going into October 6th, midnight. Okay, there you go.
So we're fine.
Yeah, there you go. I was just making sure that it was Thursday midnight going into Friday and not Friday midnight going into Saturday. So
yeah, so we'll have a show.
We'll have a show. Worst case scenario, that it would be Saturday that week to guarantee a preliminary patch note show. But that's what we're going to do for the next 3 weeks. We're going to be doing them at the end of the week on Fridays, and we will be posting them on Saturday. So for the next 3 weeks, no Tuesday show, and that's all you need to know. And fuck carrots. That's it. I told you it would come in full circle last week. It always does.
Just read the patrons. Just read the patrons.
It's always full circle, Sly. Why can't you just let me have this? Okay?
No.
All right, let me pull up the patron list real quick. Here we go. We got the patrons list. Let us see. So, before we do our sign-offs, the other thing we have to do is thank our patrons for the week. Those of you who have pledged over on Patreon to help combat #demonetized over on YubTubs. And I'm going to read your names. Again, if they're off or your name's not listed here, keep in mind I get my Patreon emails and messages. So if I don't have a message from you, then that's why your name's not here. If you send me one and your name's not here, it means that I didn't get it. Patreon messed up. My email didn't get it. Who knows? But we have our standard sponsors first. We have Rah Xephon from Exodus. We have Rylanator, Westaur, the Purple Warrior. Eadric Redsteele, Lexxie. Why is that? Makes you smile?
The Purple Warrior.
The Purple Warrior. This summer... The Purple Warrior. Eadric Redsteele on Exodus. Lexxie Valentine, Mantaru the Rivivus Free Company on Zodiark. Marshtechy, Ellisan Le'ore, Sour Cream and Chives from Jenova. Every week I forgot to say from Jenova, but I have it bolded now. Goetia Valefar of Siren. Hersh Fersh of Faerie. Phoenix Down Free Company on Goblin. Serren from Zodiark and Rynoet Chikara. And then we have our elite sponsors. We have Serenity Free Company on Ultros, Cat Kazuma, Kuryoshi, and the Reckless Tea Party Free Company on Cactar, Ignis Fairgun from Diablos, Valestra of Famfrit, Noct Cordis from Excalibur, Krovos, Moonscar, Nakanayame, Ira, Nakayama of Balmung, Aaron the Avon Block Free Company on Zodiark, Johnny Odin of Tomberry, Private Mikey, Aqua Sacrifice Spike, Nani Kirasame, Rudy Rudiger, Tin Colossus, Khuja Cross of the Jenova server, Killer Hackman, Raul Jr, Darklight 2013, Arthur, Ramil Gaming, Bishop, and Kiltastic Jones.
Thank you, everyone.
I believe that is a full, complete, correct list of people who have given me their names. If it wasn't, then yell at me later. I like it when you yell.
Please.
But anyway. But on that note, I am gonna rest my soul for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Japanese Dissidia launch. Ah, excited. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. There you go. All right, but first we got to do our sign off. So, Sly, why don't you tell everyone where to find you at?
You can find me on twitch.tv/Sly, aka Greyfox. You can find me on Instagram at Sly, aka Greyfox07. You can find me on Twitter at Slythefox. You can find me on YouTube, youtube.com/thevelvetroom. Nothing special this week. The storm hasn't hit yet. That'll pretty much be happening at the start, like the end of next week. But as usual, we still do Velvet Room raids on Primal every Friday. Help people out. So if you have anything you want to practice or run, you know, we got you, fam. We got you. And of course, Saturdays is Shin Megami Tensei Saturdays, where we're starting DDS Part 2 this weekend. So, Mike, besides Dissidia, what else you got going on? Where can they find you?
Mr. Happy1627 at Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube.
That's how excited I am. I gotta make weird faces. And the plan for the rest of the month. Dissidia tomorrow. Excited. Gotta cover the offline modes, treasure mode, everything. We're gonna take a look at everything. Then, the English beta is technically, it's Friday. Could play it just to get used to seeing the text in English or to help, like, in case I haven't figured everything out in the Japanese version, like, you know, the text translations might help. Then we have the Dragon Ball Fighter Z open beta, which I'm going to get my ass handed to in for, like, probably a few hours. Then we have the Monster Hunter beta, which is going to include a new hunt. Then there's the launch of Lost Sphere. Then there's the launch of Monster Hunter Worlds. And then there's the launch of patch 4.2. Theoretically. They haven't confirmed that yet, but they said late January, and it's January 30th. It's fucking January 30th. I don't give a shit.
It's January 30th.
Fuck it.
Yeah, no.
Accept it. Just, no, just... This is where we find out they pushed it back to February 7th. I would be fucking fine with that, okay? This is the one time where if they told me wait 7 more days, I'd be like, you're fucking right, I will. I wouldn't have a show that week at the host, so it'd be a bit of a problem. But,
it'd be a bit of an issue, but yeah, we would be fine.
I would fucking overcome that in a heartbeat to have 7 extra days, if that's what it meant. And I have to compete in a Dissidia tournament next week, actually, against several members of the fighting game community. We're gonna lose, aren't we?
No, you gotta edge up. I think you got a little bit of an edge.
What edge do I have, Sly?
How many people in the FGC actually have played the...
A lot of them have played the old Dissidias.
Okay. Well, you might not have a chance. All right.
Thanks.
All right. You're welcome. I'll be rooting for you, man.
Thanks, man.
Hey. We still have cup noodles.
That's true. I gotta go to the supermarket and see if they have the promotional ones for Dissidia. I'm not. It's an American promotion, so it won't work on my Japanese copy. But for when the English, I'll still play the English version when it comes out. It's just that I can't play it the day 4.2 launches. So
yeah,
unfortunate. But anyway, on that note, we're gonna move on over into post show. Thank you again to our patrons, our sponsors, and we will see you next Friday for the next State of the Realm with our live letter thoughts. So thank you, and until then, take care.
See you next week.